We are recording.
Okay. While we wait for Andrea, let's do some cleanup. Minutes from last meeting. I didn't see them. Did you, Glenn?
No, I did not.
I don't know. Andrea probably submitted them, but I haven't looked online to see them. I didn't get them. Typically, they come to me via email. And we didn't do last week before, did we? That time before we didn't.
No.
All right. So when Andrea gets back, we can talk about ratifying that. So let's table the minutes. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to take a look at what I just sort of cleaned up from our last conversation. Hello, Andrea. Oh, not yet.
Hi, sorry, I was looking at the link for last week and didn't realize
Yep.
why it wasn't working.
No worries. Let's jump back now. We just tabled the minutes, but I have not seen them, Andrea. Did you? I'm sure you
I sent them and Lynn posted them last Friday.
Okay, I didn't see them. So let's see. Lynn who?
If I sent them to
Oh, Lynn Sternweiss.
Darlene,
Lynn
and then
Sternweiss. I see. Okay. You guys all want to jump on, just look quickly at the minutes. They're on Town Hall and they can't be that extensive.
not even a page long.
I see them. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. Boards and commissions, minutes and agendas. Okay. Just bear with us so we can get this thing taken care of. You guys see where they were posted? What is?
I see
I'm
last
looking-
week.
Yeah, I'm looking at minutes, but I'm looking at, I don't see, wonder if it's just under the Board of Selectmen. Let me look at that.
Board of Selectmen. Yep. Well, well, let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't see it there.
If you hit minutes and agendas and you go down to noise and traffic, Main Street Noise and Traffic Subcommittee 2022.
That's
There
what
they
it says. HI. See, I was looking for noise and traffic. Okay, got it. Okay, thanks for bearing with us.
Main Street.
So we didn't do the September ones either, correct?
I don't think we did. No.
We did do them from September 1st.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, we did. Okay.
But
Oh,
it
I'm
says in
sorry.
my minutes from last week.
I'm sorry, Andrea, we did not ratify them, correct?
No. We last week in the minutes from September 22nd, we did approve the minutes from September 1st.
We did.
Got it.
Yep. I see that. Yep.
Okay. All right, so just do a quick run through, and everyone, if you see anything that you okay, I'm good.
So am I.
Okay.
Get back to the meeting. Motion to accept the minutes from the September 22nd meeting.
Second.
Any questions, concerns, comments?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to take a look at what I wrote up. Just I cleaned up what we were doing. Let's see. Is that? I have a challenge pulling this up. Can someone else pull it up?
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, I have it up. Let me get to the share screen. Screen 2, share. Okay, so you guys can see it.
Okay, yep, thank you. So I just put in there as a placeholder today's date. I somewhat use the same format as we've talked about before. So recommendation, observation, and rationale. So the recommendations go first, and I sort of summarized what we were thinking in there, which is on the resident trooper contract, we want to create specific language to provide the Board of Selectmen to do these things. And they're basically giving specific directives and knowing what the allotted times are and the enforcement of noise ordinance. Does anyone else see anything additional on that one?
Create specific. Village being.
And then just swinging into the the other components of it.
Noise pollution.
So I just gave that a title to. And so this is just a reiteration of why, of what we see.
Down by noise, that second item, the trooper is neither equipped, that should be EQUIPPED,
Yeah,
nor trained in monitoring noise infractions. Is that true? Do we know that he's not trained?
correct. He is not trained.
Okay.
Now, actually, let me rephrase that. When I spoke to him, he says you need the equipment and you need to be trained. So I took that as he is not trained.
Should we just say the trooper needs to be equipped and trained?
Sure. But this is our observation.
Oh no, these are observations.
Yeah, we're under the impression that they're not. If they want to correct us, then they can correct us. But we're under the assumption, based on my discussion with him 2 years ago, unless he's been trained. But I know we don't have the equipment.
Right.
And so that last line really speaks to more of the media, some sort of a program to get the town involved, as we've discussed.
Right.
And we can flesh that out more if we want.
Okay.
So implementation of a comprehensive ticketing program. So what exactly do we mean by that?
Yeah, I wanted to just put that in because I couldn't get the phrasing of it, but in effect, the large scale pullovers, I don't know what you call them, when they have a group of cops up top on shooting everybody, and then the guys come in, they just pull over a lot of people. I don't know what that's called, but do you understand what I'm referring to?
I think so. Yeah. Is there,
They've done it. I've seen at South of Town, and they did it one time right at the Congregational Church, where a cop sits right at the Congregational Church, gunning people, and as they pull down, other cops pull them over.
I don't know. What is that called? I don't know what that's
is that
called.
called? What would that be called? Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's Google it. Is that what is that called?
It's some sort of a enforcement. Let's see, like a speed trap, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. A target, like a targeted enforcement.
Yeah, but it's targeted en masse. So
So maybe if this said targeted ticketing, maybe not program, but
operation.
yeah, operation, i.e. speed trap. Or I mean, that's like the colloquial term,
Yes,
but
it is.
targeted ticketing operation on specific day, like or
Yeah.
to address speeding,
Okay, how about implementation of periodic, because it is periodic, large scale ticketing operation enforcement or something like that. Does that make sense? Take out operations. And then when we say increased frequency of routine, maybe frequency of daily routine traffic violations. So trying to call up the difference between periodic and daily.
Mm.
And I would take out routine, right? Increase daily frequency of traffic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And high volume days, I just threw in there again. It should be something better. It should be high season or
Weekends during high season. Weekends. Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Whoop. Oh, there we go. In real time, you can see all my errors.
Oh, that's nothing. You should see it. Backspace is a friend of mine.
I'm surprised how many people don't know how to touch type.
You bet. I did once, but I needed a beer in one hand and Led Zeppelin playing in the other while I typed my papers. Actually, that's not even fair. Karen typed most of my papers.
Led Zepp, huh?
Led Zepp, baby.
Excellent. Okay, sorry, I'm just going back up a little bit. I saw like a note, somebody put a comment. Originally, this sentence said numerous traffic infractions from the mundane to the dangerous.
Yep.
So I liked mundane, and someone said precarious. Like precarious and dangerous is like the same thing. Like we're trying to say traffic infractions can be mundane, right? Like
Yep.
it can just be like you turned
Yep.
whatever. So precarious and dangerous means the same thing.
That's fine
So
with
can we
me.
put it back to mundane?
Yep. It was highlighted as a comment, so I just put it in.
Okay. Do we have the GTD article attached?
No, we don't.
reference?
That was what
Okay.
we had actually in the old, in the very first one. So
Okay.
that can be attached, or we can just, we can even just take that out because they know that already.
Right. Okay. Oop. Okay. Traffic laws. Okay, traffic laws are not being obeyed. It is that simple. And while drivers and pedestrians are ultimately the problem, enforcement of their violations is required to help provide both vehicular and pedestrian safety in the village zone. Are we trying to say that we want enforcement of pedestrian and driver errors?
Well, it's the pedestrians, it's actually, maybe it's not ultimately the problem are ultimately responsible for, I don't know. Let's see here.
I just want to know what, well, I shouldn't start a sentence with and, are we saying like while both drivers and pedestrians actions pose a problem, enforcement, or it's just oddly worded.
Yeah, I would say actually, let's just go with what the thrust of the sentence is, which is enforcement of violations is required. So, and let's take out the first part of that sentence. Right.
Okay.
And then just chop it down to enforcement of violations is required to help provide both vehicular, yeah. That's clearer.
Okay.
Yep.
Additionally, noise emanating from loud music, trucks, motorcycles, and cars has been voiced by the public as an ongoing issue of great concern. Okay. I'm a fan of the Oxford comma. Ira put a note in the chat that says number 4 should be less specific as to weekends versus weekdays. There are many exceptions. Leaving a broader description is more constructive. So I think that was all the way down at number 4 for our. So not weekends versus weekdays, but to patrolling on heavy or just patrolling.
Right.
During high traffic season or
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. We got that, Ira. during the last 3 contract period, does this mean 3, you meant 3-year?
Yeah, last 3 years, thank you.
Okay. I mean, this is like the crux of our argument.
Yep.
So I'm glad that that went first. Do we need to include that article from the Republican American that came out a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would, I mean, there's no meat in this.
Mhm.
And so that would add a little bit of a meat. You know, this is, a lot of it is common sense, and, you know, we don't really have much backing it up other than we all agree that, and we've had and heard consistent complaints. I mean, we can add the existing troopers contract, right?
Mhm. So
Uh,
maybe here we say, you know, other towns in our area are you know, considering, or I guess voicing concerns regarding their contract, you know, or
Effectiveness of, contract. Regarding the trooper program, just put the, effectiveness of, right.
and then we can say C. Trying to look up the article. How do you search their website? So that was a state trooper. Search.
Hmm.
There's actually an article from last October. Conversation continues in Sharon on the state trooper program. So there was, I have to read that article, but oh, here it is from September 22nd. Okay. Where are we? Okay, see. Are resident troopers worth the cost? Area towns assessing value associated with police coverage.
Thank you for getting that.
You're welcome. Republican American, dated 22. Sorry, I'll go to. Okay. Okay, so that we don't have to attach it, but you know, someone, you guys can look it up.
Right.
Okay. The okay. Did we have any, we didn't really have any data, just from talking, you just said talking to Andrew, like you knew the all of the enforcement has been limited between COVID and staffing issues and stuff.
Right.
I think
Yes,
he'll actually tell you so.
The what?
I believe Andrew will actually tell you that that's true.
Right, okay.
and we can even soften it and say we believe, or it is understood. You
Yeah,
know,
we can leave it.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else that's jumping out? I'm gonna put periods, I guess. Have some consistency.
What does that mean?
So this goes back to what you said at the very beginning, was when you ticket people frequently and you make it known, like, don't speed through Kent, people won't speed through Kent. So how do we say it better, I guess?
Yep.
Enforcement creates more compliance.
Okay,
How about just ticket visitors, violators frequently? And then as Ira just said, enforcement
enforcement encourages.
encourages compliance.
And encourages is a nice way to say it. Yeah.
I forgot what you said, so that's what
That's
went
fine.
in my brain.
And rather than ticket violators frequently, it's maybe frequently. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, let me see, this shouldn't have a space.
That's good.
You can actually do away with ticket violators. I think just enforcement encourages compliance. If that's
Okay,
your thinking, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's right there to the point.
perfect.
It's a good document, Andrea.
This was Chris. Chris took all the edits I made last week and really fleshed it out.
For consistency, maybe spell out 3-year contract in that first time.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Nope, there too, actually.
yeah, let me see if there's any more. Nope, that's the
Yeah,
last
I think
one.
that's it. That's the last one. Yep.
I like the way you can whippity doo-dah this, Andrea.
Hmm.
I can touch type. I
Whippity
learned
doo-dah.
every sixth grader in my middle school had to take a typing class.
Well, they were preparing you guys well.
Yes.
I'm not a hunt and peck kind of guy, though. I think Ira might be.
Boy,
Ira?
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, I can text with 2 thumbs. Most people
Yeah.
can't.
I have not mastered the one-hand texting yet.
No, that's a challenge.
I believe I'm about 40 years too late for that.
Yeah.
My computer or my phone keyboard is like a swipe keyboard, so I don't have, I
Ah.
just drag my thumb around. Exciting.
But just for anecdotal purposes, I pulled out of my office tonight at around 6 o'clock, running home before I took off for an appointment. And with all the barrels and everything, I saw a guy coming north. He had just coming through the light. So I
Mhm.
started to pull out, and he was on my tail
Right.
Mm.
before I got to the crosswalk. And he
And that's
dialed it
despite
down.
all the orange barrels lining the road.
Oh my gosh. So he dialed it down, and then, I drove 25 miles an hour up to my
Yeah.
house, put my blinker on in front of what was formerly Starbucks, and he passed me on the
What?
Dudley Hill line.
Oh,
In
yeah.
that's still a construction zone.
It's just unreal. I was like,
Ugh. People do that too when we're turning into our house. They like lay on their
oh my
phone and
gosh,
get
I'm
mad,
sure.
and I'm like, what?
I'm sure.
Why are you going into oncoming? Like, that's coming up a hill that they can't see you.
I don't know if you guys have gone north on Route 7 recently, But before you get to Route 45, there's a slight rise, and a individual on their own put a sign that said, oncoming traffic cannot see you. Do not pass.
Yeah, I
mean,
did see that sign.
It's like, oh, thank you. Somebody's actually doing something to warn people.
But that's what the double yellow means. Do not pass.
Sure does. Sure does.
Someone took the sign out of our yard a couple of weeks ago. The one that
Which-
said, drive like your children live here.
Oh, I
Drive
didn't
like your
see it.
kids live here.
It was that
Really? They took your
short-lived.
sign?
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
it was just gone one day, and it wasn't a day that we had a storm or
Right.
rain or anything.
Well, that means it's a very effective sign.
I don't know.
Mm.
I'll have to make another one. That one we had to buy, but can't keep buying more signs. All right. So this is two pages, pretty
Looks good,
clear
Chris.
and concise. Chris, you did a lot of great work on it. This is what we had sort of done this part last week, and I asked, how do we flesh it out to make it like our other one, and we weren't sure, but you did it,
Mhm.
so we got it. So, if there's no other, do we have to have a motion for that? How did we do this last
Yes,
time?
yes, we
I'm going
do.
to accept the document.
Yep.
Okay.
So-
Can I stop sharing or?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Stop sharing. Okay.
Okay, so we've all feel comfortable with the document?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept the document?
I move.
Second,
Second.
Andrea, any more questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, I'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Excellent. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Um,
Chris.
Thanks,
Okay.
Chris.
So this will be part of the minutes. If you could attach it with the minutes, Andrea,
Yes, I will
That-
do that because
that would be
I
great.
learned the hard
and then-
way last time.
Right, and then Glenn, the next meeting is
6th.
the
We
6th.
put-
That's what we were
from
all
today.
shooting for, correct?
Yes,
All right, so if we can be there on the 6th, anyone who can be, that would be helpful.
4 o'clock.
Um,
Too.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Begins at 4.
That's
Yeah.
next Thursday.
It is
Yes.
next Thursday.
Okay, I'm at work till 5:30, so I can't,
Okay.
probably won't.
Well, I think this one's a little, last one, if you remember, we all had a sort of a role to play in.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one's fairly straightforward.
Yeah, this brings it
Um,
all together. Nice work.
Yeah, but I think that, again, there are two components to it. One's presenting it, and then two saying we need some follow-up action on it.
Hard part.
And we already have the first component in, and as we talked about before last week, we need some more DOT. We need more specific feedback as to where it is and what's going to happen in the process. And then this one as well. I think again, we can wrap it up by saying it ties in well with what we're planning to do with the sidewalks. And we take a good opportunity to get new signage and sort of new habit forming actions from all of us.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing we didn't flush out here, and we can do it maybe at a later time if need be, is some sort of program to get people involved, specifically retailers, everybody on the strip but I don't think we can really do that until we know what is going to be going down, meaning, are we buying the equipment? Are we training the trooper? Are we getting the trooper some assistance? Are we, whatever that is, at which point then we can take that to the next level of marketing it, if you will. Does that track?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that's what we'll report to the selectmen, that if they want, we can take that on, or somebody else can take that on at that time. Okay, so that said, I believe our charge will be done. We will have reported to them, and if they want us to hang on for a couple more meetings, fine, but I think it makes sense that Thursday nights we free up for Ollie, and Glenn doesn't have to go to another meeting, and Ira and I can get together and just sort of
Right. Do what
hang
we
out.
like to do.
do what we always do. So
Right.
watch
Exactly.
cars go by on Route 7.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
So with that, I want to thank you guys, all of you, for the input, for the work, for the corrections, for the touch typing, for the coordination of the Zoom and taking it over for Joyce, who's also overburdened. Thank you guys. This is something hopefully we can stay after and have at least some impact on some of the safety going forward.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Chris.
Great.
All right,
Great working
guys.
with you all.
Okay,
So-
motion to,
So
ahead.
in my meeting minutes for tonight, just saying like, we're not having a next meeting. It's just TBD based on the needs and recommendations from the Board of Selectmen.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yep. Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So moved.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
all.
everybody.
Good night.
Bye.